Hey guys, and welcome to this week's episode of State Champs Chat. I'm Stephanie.
I'm Lauren.
And first we're going to start off with what's trending. Everyone is talking about MLB Playoffs right now.
Absolutely. I mean, who isn't watching them?
The Cubs had a huge win last night. I'm a Cubs fan, born and raised in Chicago. Sorry, guys. But another more controversial topic that everyone has been talking about was the infielder for the Dodgers, Chase Utley, his slide into the Mets player, Ruben Tejada.
Yeah, well, so it's called an illegal slide, and he actually broke Ruben Tejada's leg. Yeah. So he's actually been suspended, but he appealed the suspension because the MLB's never done anything like that before. But the appeal wasn't heard. They didn't really do anything about it. So he was able to play in games 3 and 4 instead of being suspended. Yeah,
they thought they might hear the appeal this past Monday, but it hasn't been heard yet. So he's technically still allowed to play while the appeal is being processed. So a lot of people were booing him in their last game. It's been really a big deal. And the Mets now are leading the series 2-1. Their last win was huge.
It was huge. Everyone thought that their pitcher Harvey was going to hit Chase Utley, but
or one of the players, they just thought, Harvey.
Anyone. It was just going to be like a dirty game, but he actually didn't end up hitting anyone, which is surprising to a lot of people.
Yeah, a lot of people were asking the manager of the Mets, Terry Collins, about that, and he said, you know what, we couldn't afford to make any mistakes, have anyone ejected. This was a 1-1 tied series before this week, so going into game 3, the Mets said, we don't have room to play dirty. We need to just be focused on the matter at hand. So
it's interesting. We'll definitely follow up with that and see what happens to him and kind of what the MLB decides about the appeal.
It's interesting that it's unprecedented, so it'll be a big deal to hear their decision. Now it's time for our Athlete of the Week, and this week it is Jacarius Scott out of Muskegon High School.
Yes. He's a senior, and he actually caught a 49-yard touchdown to complete their win against Reith's Puffer.
Yeah, it was a huge catch for him, and it was senior night, so they were announcing a bunch of stuff about all the seniors, and it was announced that just last week when they got this huge win, it was his 8th year anniversary of being cancer-free.
Yeah, he actually had Hodgkin's lymphoma, so it was kind of cool. Like, what a way to celebrate a win by also celebrating the fact that you're 8 years cancer-free on your senior night.
Yeah.
Like, what a memorable day for him.
Yeah, so we just thought that was awesome and that he should be our Athlete of the Week because this was a really special moment. And also, Muskegon is taking on Mona Shores this week. It's our main event on State Champs.
It's going to be really, really exciting.
So you guys will
make a great game.
Yeah, you guys make sure to check that out at 9 a.m. on Fox Sports Detroit on State Champs.
See you guys there.
Now it's time to head to our hot topics. We've talked about this player from Ann Arbor Skyline a lot, and his name is Daelin Hayes, and he decommitted this past Sunday from USC.
He actually did because Steve Sarkisian, their coach, was drunk. There's all these things about he's being suspended or on leave, taking leave.
Right.
He was drinking, and all these new tips are coming out that he actually had a meeting with the AD and he was drunk. During one of the games in 2014, he was drunk. So it's all this stuff.
Now more and more information is coming out.
And people are saying that he wasn't at a good place in his life right now, too.
So Daelin Hayes had committed in June of 2014 to USC, and then this past Sunday he said, my family and I have decided that we think I'm going to reopen the recruiting process, which is a huge deal because he is one of the top recruited players in the state. He has 22 Division I offers, including Michigan and Michigan State.
Alabama, Georgia, LSU, Notre Dame, all these. Ironic Notre Dame too, because USC and Notre Dame play this Saturday, the 17th.
Yeah, and a bunch of Notre Dame players took to Twitter right after he decommitted, saying, come join us.
Yeah,
come join us,
it's really
bro.
Ironic because that's always a huge rivalry game. So it'll be exciting to see kind of what he chooses to do.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how the recruiting process is now that he is reopening it.
Definitely.
Now it's time for our Score or Fumble segment. And this year has been really huge for women in sports. And we've talked about it a lot on State Champs Chat. We've talked about the first female referee in the NFL and then the first coach. And now there is the first female analyst for an MLB playoff game, Jessica Mendoza.
Jessica, she actually called her first the wild card game on ESPN, and they called her back to do another one a few days later because she did such a great job. Yeah, she's a former softball player and Olympic gold medalist, and she's been doing some stuff for ESPN for over 5 years now. And so they said, we thought this was a great opportunity for her, and she killed it. So, and I definitely think that's a score. I think so too. Awesome steps for women in the sports industry, and I just love seeing what's going on. Yeah, I love it too. It's a big score from both of us.
Another kind of score fumble.
It's a really big score fumble. One of the most important things that's happening this week, Michigan or Michigan State?
Yeah, Michigan was moved up in the AP poll to number 12, and Michigan State was moved down to number 7.
After their almost loss to Rutgers, which was crazy. Rutgers isn't even ranked. They were tied with a minute left to go in the fourth quarter, which was crazy. So it kind of shows that State might not be as...
And Michigan is coming off now 3 shutouts in a row.
Which has not happened since 1985. Also by Michigan. Yeah, so it's crazy.
So who do you think is going to win?
Obviously Michigan. I think they're coming off all this momentum. The defense is on fire. Harbaugh's really getting his team together. He knows how to make them click, and it's working. I mean, we've scored over 30 points in the last 2 games and held the other teams to 0.
And he was interviewed this week saying, you know what, it's not even about the rivalry. He said, I took down the countdown for Michigan State and Ohio State, the countdown board in our locker room a long time ago, because it's not about that. It's not about the past or what's happened in the past. It's about this game, and we have a lot of work to do still as this season continues, as next year. And he said, so we're just going to show up Saturday and work hard, and I think the Wolverines have what it takes.
I do too, I really do. And it's awesome to see what Harbaugh's done to this program in just a few short months. So
yeah, it's really unbelievable.
See what's in store for the future.
Now it's time for our clip of the week to end things off. And of course, we want you guys to send us clips too. If you guys have any great clips that happen throughout the week, make sure to send them to us. And we had to do this one being football season.
So cute.
The cutest clip of a group of Pee Wee football players out of Massachusetts.
Yeah, and they actually ditched their scrimmage game to whip and nay-nay.
Yeah, you can see the clip. It was awesome. They were playing a scrimmage game, and all of a sudden the whip comes on, and they just stop in the middle of the scrimmage and start doing the whip and nay-nay.
Dancing. It's awesome for them, and it's a great clip for you guys to watch as well.
Yeah, fun clip, and as always, make sure to send us your ideas, and keep up with us on social media, guys. We look forward to hearing from you. We want to talk about you and everything going on in sports, so make sure to tweet at us and let us know, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.